my how-to guide and my demonstration of the Planet Fitness leg press is coming up in a few moments. But I wanted to explain a couple of scientific principles that are very different when applied to exercise. It isn't something that people tend to do. So, firstly, Newton's law of inertia just basically says, we learned this in high school, an object in motion stays in motion. So you have a bunch of people and they're doing this over and over, only they're holding heavy weights in their hand. So what they're really doing is damaging their joints over time, but they're ripping the connective tissue just directly off of their skeletal structure every time they do a rep holding heavy weights. So the first rule that we're going to follow for safety to allow you to still exercise when in the past you may have had knee pain or anything of that nature, this is going to keep that from happening. We move at a very slow pace of maybe 5 to 10 second repetitions. There's a second law that's really important here, and this is Dr. Henneman's size principle. It basically just says that intensity is going to be the most important thing for getting the most effectiveness out of strength training or exercise. And the reason that that's true is that the principle itself says that we recruit motor units from smallest to largest, and essentially that means that the last few repetitions are going to be the absolute most important. So we call that moment momentary muscular failure. It is not when it burns so much that we think we want to give up. It's the moment that we cannot move those weights any further at all, even through that burning. It'll burn like crazy on the last few reps for sure, but you just got to keep pushing through it. I have a free PDF guide, and that's down below in the comments and in the description box, and that'll give you the full picture of this entire workout, how to do this on machines at Planet Fitness, of course. And I have a course that I'm going to be releasing about this topic in just a few days here, so that link will be down below once I release it. So hitting momentary muscular failure being the most important thing, the highest intensity gets the best results health-wise and, of course, muscle growth, hypertrophy. So we don't want to rest between repetitions. You'll see people at the gym and they'll do a rep and then they'll set it down. They'll do a rep and then they'll set it down. Not only are they moving fast with sometimes heavy weight, sometimes they're so light they can't really make any changes to the body. But instead of doing that, we never want to set it down and rest anymore. We want to keep those weights engaged, even though it'll burn like crazy. It's not easy, but it's definitely a willpower building experience as well over time. You'll notice what it does to strengthen your will. So that's pretty much it. You want to keep your upper body completely relaxed on the leg press. You want to breathe deep through it. You want to move at that slow pace, maybe 5 to 12 second repetitions. That would be as slow as this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then turning around, going the opposite way, just like that. That's slow, not resting, and engaging your core while you're moving through this as well. So I'm going to give a good demonstration on exactly how you need to set up your seat settings to make sure that you're not having any pain there. The thing that a lot of people don't really get is that when it comes to our joints, the angle is what we need to change to keep us from having any pain in the joints when we're doing heavy weights. And that's what we want to do, is lift very heavy weights. But if you start with your knee like this, just pushed all the way back against you, then you're putting a lot of strain on your joints. Now, if you don't have any knee pain currently, then maybe you can do that. But I definitely recommend bringing it out just a little bit to where it's a little bit more comfortable of a fit. For me, my left knee has a problem that's always been there since I was young, and it bothers me on occasion. And so what I have to do is I have to start at a 90-degree angle. You'll see that here in the video coming up. Also, I give a full demonstration of this. This is called high-intensity strength training. And the course that I'm putting out is the longevity safe workout course, and it's basically just absolutely everything that really matters for safety and for getting the absolute most out of your workouts. So here it is, the Planet Fitness leg press.
All right, this is the Purple Place Planet Fitness seated leg press. I'm gonna do this one again. Last time I did it, it wasn't ideal because I was seated too far back, which is, I was basically just trying to take care of my knees. So this machine, I want to be clear about this. Compared to a Nautilus machine, this is not just immensely inferior, but immensely inferior times 5. And that's fine because we can still get the benefit out of it. So the important thing, and so I hate this, the back of this, the seat, it can't be lowered down any further. This is the furthest that the seat can be. That's okay. Fine, whatever. If you are using this machine specifically, which I would recommend you use at Planet Fitness compared to the hammer strength, and I'll give another example of that and why I say that in the future. But for now, just know that starting out on this machine is going to be your best bet for the leg press. It's very important, in my opinion. The seat's weird. So when you go to change this, the furthest down, it says it's a 3. This is a 1. It says it's a 3. It's not a 3. It's a 1. This is the very closest that it can possibly get. So when I was on a 4, it was too far away, even for my bad left knee. So you want to make sure that your knees are at a 90-degree angle or so, or a little bit more. I think this will be just right for me. Essentially, that should be at a 3. The weights, of course, you just pull the pen, put it in the right place. That's necessary for it. I have to have it all the way up for myself. Now, this may not be enough weight. We'll see. I hope I can hit momentary muscular failure. So when it comes down to it, the knee position, the hip position, if this is back really far, then it's going to keep your hips from hurting if you're having any pain. It's going to keep your knees from hurting if you're having any pain. So the important thing here is just simply to recognize when you bring it up, when the seat is more forward than back, you're going to be able to get more out of it, feel your muscles more. More range of motion means that you're going to be adding more muscle fibers into the workout. But the problem is that if your knees ever hurt, you're going to have to bring that back. The goal, of course, is to hit momentary muscular failure. We're going to see if I can do that today. It's possible. I may have to move it up a little bit. We'll see. So that was definitely momentary muscular failure. I'll say this: when the seat is up so far like that, it contracts my lower back muscles a little too much. So I hope I'm doing well with it. This is only my like fourth or fifth workout here at Planet Fitness, so we'll see in the future how that does. If I could, I would lower that seat down, the very back of it, to save my back, because those issues are important, the lower back, when it comes to the leg press. And I'll make a video for the hammer strength here in just a little bit in the next week or so, which is a superior way of doing the leg press by far. It's just not as safe. And so safety is my main concern. That was great. That actually hit momentary muscular failure. Fantastic. Let's move on.